Welcome to stop number 2 on the Samsung Galaxy Championship Tour, the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, the longest running surf event in the world since 1962. They've been handing out those famous Bells trophies here, and we're going to do it again in 2016. Welcome to Dawn Patrol. I'm Ronnie Blakey. A big show coming your way. We've got a special guest, Mick Fanning, on the desk with us. We're going to be looking back on Mick's 4 amazing victories here at Bells Beach, and a little later on we're going to find out from Mick what's to come in 2016. This will be his last event for the year at the moment. A big welcome to Mick. Welcome to the show, mate.
Morning, how are you?
Really well. How did the recovery effort go from the party you hosted for Matt Wilkinson on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, it was long, but we got through it and back fit and healthy again. So, yeah, fired up for Bells.
Definitely. And Ross Williams, a former semi-finalist here, also joining us this morning. How are you, Ross?
I think that allows me to ring the cup.
Ring the
coffee cup.
He has rung the bell. But what a way to kick off the year. An amazing start for two kind of outsiders, really, when you start thinking about the world title. But for you, Mick, seeing Matt Wilkinson get his maiden win, what did it mean?
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, I think we've seen the skill and the level that Wilco has. It was just one of those things where he just would throw 1 or 2 amazing heats per event, but he wouldn't put a whole event together. So to see him go all the way to the final and win it was really special. And you know, he's such a fun guy, so charismatic. So it was amazing to see him go on and become one of the only goofy footers to ever win at Snapper.
It's going to be so weird seeing him in that yellow jersey in this event.
Well, he always wears weird stuff anyway, so I think we'll get used to it.
You got obviously a close relationship with Wilco. Did you give him any tips before the event went down?
No, not at all. He's got Micro in his corner, who is an amazing tactician, amazing competitor. So, sometimes too much information is, overwhelming. So I just stayed well clear.
Well, good of you to host the party. And Matt Wilkinson, he kept that jersey on for a couple of days. He didn't take it off. He was loving the feel of it. So I think they probably had to kind of chisel it off him to get that yellow one on. But a great win for Matt Wilkinson, coming into Bells now in the number 1 position. But the other big story, Ross, Tyler Wright.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, Mick, because from what I hear, Tyler came and visited you a couple weeks prior to the event and gave her some tips.
Yeah, it was cool. Tyler came up and spent about a week with us during that amazing swell at Snapper, and she hadn't surfed all too much up until then. She'd taken care of Owen and the family and stuff like that. So it was great to have her up, and you just saw her, like, from the first surf to the last surf, just her energy just grow, and she was surfing amazing. She was getting so many good waves and sort of just was, you could just see her just taking everything on.
That must have meant a lot to you. You talk about the emotion. Obviously, she's trying to help out Owen with him coming back, and then to see her win.
Oh, it was definitely very emotional. I was at home, and up here, that moment, I just started bawling my eyes out, and it was so cool. It was, know how behind the scenes how much they've been going through. So very, very special.
Yeah, great little story on worldsurfleague.com you can check out too to get a bit more insight on Owen's recovery. But here is the Jeep leaderboard and Tyler Wright. I think just the realisation of a dream to get herself in title contention once again. After her win in France last year, she came out and boldly stated that 2016 she was going to be after the world title. She had she had the 2 toughest heats of any competitor in the draw. She had to overcome a very informed Steph Gilmore and then Carissa Moore, who have both been real roadblocks for Tyler in the past. Yeah,
definitely. I think Tyler, there was a heat at Trestles last year where she had a 9 or a 10 or something, and she couldn't back it up, and it was the first time I ever saw her really emotional for losing, and I thought that was the turning point. And she's also in the Micro Surf Academy camp, and just so many. I think that's inspired her and gave her a lot of confidence to move forward.
Micro's got probably the best house down at Bells at the moment too, living large since getting 2 victories on the Gold Coast in his first full effort as a CT coach.
Mick, what's your thoughts on, thinking about Tyler, how she made that statement, yes, I am going for the world title, and then other people and you could allude to this. They say, keep your cards close to your chest. What do you do if you're going for a world title? How do you play that?
Look, everyone's different. For me, I always tried to play it down. I had enough pressure on myself, to deal with that. But, other people are like, I'm coming out, I'm coming after you, and they, put their shoulders back and they, run at people like bulls. So, it's everyone's totally different. I think if you're comfortable making that statement, run with it.
Yeah.
If you want to sort of go into the behind the scenes and make those statements at home, then that's another great deal.
Yeah, well, Tyler made that statement and she delivered big time, taking the ratings lead. Matt Wilkinson came from nowhere to find himself on top of the ratings. Let's check out the leaderboard because it's a really interesting lineup once again. And a lot of surfers who started off last year in the top 10 are way back in 25th position now coming into this second stop. But what do you think of the looks of this top 10 at the moment, Mick?
Look, it's, Snapper was a tricky event, but, you can't really take anyone out of there. There was, obviously the top 5 there are all solid competitors. I guess Stewie's probably the biggest jump, coming in as an injury replacement to get a third. That's a huge effort.